Hey everyone, it's Carrie. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. Today I'm just going to be playing and just kind of trying out some new products. I am doing some newer stamps to me and also some newer products from Arteza. And I thought I would just play with them on camera with you guys. Now the products that I'm using, the stamps, are from the Gerda Steiner, and it's the Playful Kitten. And I just love these little images. They're super cute, and I thought I would go ahead and use this stamp set as it was actually gifted to me by one of my really great friends. And I am going to just stamp on this medium mat. It's not a medium mat, it's a multi-medium or mixed medium paper pad, and this is from Arteza. And recently I did a video reviewing their Everblend markers, which I will link in the description as well as in the cards. But I also had an opportunity to play with their real brush pens as well. And this is not necessarily a review of the Arteza pens, as it is more of me just playing with them on camera and kind of giving you my initial thoughts as I go along. It's not necessarily a official review or anything. I just wanted to play with them and also color these cute little images. And I thought I would go ahead, since this is a mixed media pad that is spiral bound, I didn't want to tear out anything. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to break out my Fiskars stamp press. I haven't used this in quite a while, but I thought this would be a great thing to use, especially since I am going to want to keep my images in the book. So I've got that out. So I'm just going to go ahead, and I've got my images kind of placed where I want to put them and align them. Actually, I want to move this one up here and maybe even kind of, well, I guess it doesn't really matter, but kind of stamp these down. And I'm not necessarily going to use these in on cards or anything. I just thought, I'll just kind of move them over a little bit. I just thought that I would kind of just more or less play with them. So I'm going to pick those up with my stamp press. I'm going to stamp this back, and I wonder if I should stamp it this way. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do, and really press down. So hopefully this will work out. I wonder if I should press that way, maybe. We'll try this way and see. What I want to do is actually heat emboss these images, because since I really do love when anytime that I'm using either my zigs or in this case the Arteza pens, I really do like to have my images embossed. So I think what I'm going to do is take my anti-static powder bag here and just kind of go over that. I know it's watercolor paper, but it just makes me feel better to do this. And I have had my fingerprints on it, so let's go over that real quick. And then I like to do my black embossing in VersaFine Onyx Black ink. So I'm going to get that out, and I've got a little cube here for that, as well as my embossing powder, which is the Brutus Monroe ICICLE. So I'm going to get that out as well. I am not prepared, you guys. This is simply me playing, and I thought you would like to enjoy me watching me doing this. So I've already prepped it. So I'm going to go ahead and ink up my stamps and pray that I get these stamped down fairly well. So we're going to go ahead and stamp down, give it a really good press in all areas. And see how I did. Well, I kind of double stamped a little bit, but we're just playing. So I'm going to go ahead and coat this with my my embossing powder. Now how am I going to do this? Okay, we'll try, I'll just lift it up, bring over my powder this way. It's kind of harder whenever you want to keep it in your book, but this will work. As long as it gets done, it doesn't have to be perfect, right? Kind of tap off the excess as I go. I haven't used that stamp press in years. Probably, I guess, since I've invested into the Misty, which I have both sizes, or when I say both sizes, the mini Misty and the original size. So I think I have that pretty much well and covered. Make sure I don't have any stray that I don't want to. I think that's good. So I'm going to go ahead and close this all up, because I don't want the potential of making a mess, because I will, knowing me. And I'm going to go ahead and heat emboss these off camera, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have everything embossed. I don't know if you can see the sheen or anything on that on camera, but I'm going to go ahead and take my little water brush that I have. Some people like these, some people don't. I don't mind this one. This one has been fairly good to me. So, and it's really a fine tip. And I believe this one is by, is it by Kuretake? Yeah, this is Kuretake, yeah. So, you know, obviously I will list this one below. This has been like a pretty good one. And the reason why I picked this one up in particular, it was actually a recommendation many years ago, I believe, from Amy R. or Prairie Paper and Ink, if some of y'all don't know. And she really did like this one. I don't know if she's used it in a while or not, but that's the one that I picked up and I have really thoroughly enjoyed it. So I'm going to, I've got all 4 trays. I've got the 48 set here of the real brush pens here. And I've got all the colors laid out in front of me here. They do come with, in this set, it does come with one, but today I'm not going to really use this one because the tip is not as fun as I would really like it to be. So I'm just going to hold off on using that and just concentrate on just using the pens themselves. And I don't think I'm going to actually be coloring on camera all 3 images for you. I just want to get an initial feel of how they compare to my zigs and everything. It looks like the tips, just by initially looking at them, well, for one, they're completely, wow, that's a difference. They're completely different in size. You can see how the Artezas are much longer than the zigs. So, but that could be a good thing or a bad thing, or not either way. But the tip, it seems like it comes up to a really fine point as well. The tip is bigger. I don't know if you can tell. Can you kind of tell? This one's a little shorter, and this one's just a little bit fatter at the base of it, but it goes to a really fine tip as well. So I like that. So we'll see. So I'm just gonna kind of go along. I'm not really going to talk through the coloring, but if I have an initial thought or whatever, I will come back and tell you that initial thought. So let's go ahead and get started with some coloring. Okay, so I've already have an initial thought right now, and it's probably because I am already spoiled by whenever I use my zigs. I usually use Bristol Smooth. I had to look. I literally just went blank. Okay, so the Bristol Smooth. I'm testing out this paper here, so that's why I'm initially doing this. But I am so spoiled by using the Bristol Smooth with these types of watercolor pens it's not blending or moving the color the way I want, and not at all. I'm adding, you know, fairly amount of water. I'm going over the edges. What I usually like to do is just kind of outline my image with the darker color, and then just move the color around with my water brush, and, you know, do it that way, color like that. The color is not blending that well on this type of paper. So this may be a little bit of shorter of a video than I initially thought. Because I just don't like that. I don't like that at all. And that's just, you know, preference. But whenever you're used to, you know, blending on a certain type of paper, in fact, let me go ahead and get some of the Bristol Smooth out, stamp out an image, and I will show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so I've gone ahead and I just went ahead and just stamped all 3 images on this sheet of Bristol Smooth, but this is the same image that I have on this mixed media pad here, and I've got I embossed it and everything like the same. So what I'm going to do, this is the same color that I was just starting to use, and in fact I don't know where that goes yet, but so I've got it right here, and I'm going to show you guys that the very same thing that I've started to do with the other is just kind of line my image, and you can see how well that color just moves. I don't have to do much at all. In fact, I need to probably get some of that water off. But you can kind of see already now, this is not perfect, this is just me moving the color, but you can already see how well the color moved on this one as opposed to this one. It didn't really move at all. In fact, you know, I mean, obviously I would work a little bit more with this to get the contrast and stuff that I like, but I'm just showing you the initial of paper does matter. It matters, it matters, it matters. And maybe, well, I was going to say maybe on this particular one, it says ideal for wet and dry media. I don't know if wet means strictly watercolor paints or what, but in this case, for the results that I particularly like, I don't like these pens and combined with this particular pad. Now, this is not necessarily a paper review, but it's kind of turning into that. But yeah, this is definitely, in fact, let me add just a little bit more color to this one here. And just kind of finish this one out. And I'm not having to do much. I mean, I'm just putting, just kind of color a little bit around the edges and just lightly picking up some of that color and get it moving. Now, it's not, you know, it's not perfect or whatever, but you can go back in, add color, and get the contrast the way you want it to look. But sometimes I have to dab off water. That's the one thing about these water brushes that people don't like, but I think you get the idea that how fast and smooth the color moves on these. So I think I've already got some initial thoughts, you guys. I'm going to bring you back out just a little bit. I mean, I know I just colored with the one color, and I think later on I'll go ahead and do some swatches. Usually I don't do swatches, but since I have these markers and, you know, wanted to see all the colors that are here, I would go ahead and do swatches just for fun. But to kind of tie up this video here, I don't suggest, okay, how am I going to put this? I don't suggest, if you're wanting to use these types of watercolor pens, the real brush pens, on this mixed media paper, if you like the kind of results that are kind of like I do, where all you got to do is just put down a little color. Now, I will say this, you could probably go straight in and color straight in with them. You know, if you want some really intense color and do it that way. But just to show you, that color is not moving at all. I mean, look how much color I did, and I put my water all along in here and it's not moving. So, it's a no for the mixed media when it comes to these here. And of course you can do the same thing for it and it's still drying, but you can still do a little bit more intense color. Now, obviously the bad thing about the Bristol is that it does not hold a lot of water, and you really just can't keep going over the same areas over and over and over, because it eventually will start to peel, because it technically is not watercolor paper. But just for my initial thoughts on these, the pens themselves are great. I mean, I can already tell just by, if this was my very first time using these types of pens, I would probably have to go a little bit further and use them a little bit longer. But to compare them to my Zigs, I think, you know, they're just as good. I won't necessarily say better, but I do like a few things about them that I don't about the Zigs. And that is, I like how long the barrel is, because it really does feel really good in your hand. I do like that. Of course, my color selection as far as colors go is very limited. I just picked up the colors that I knew that I would use. So I actually probably, I think, may have more colors in the Artezas than I do the Zigs now, but that's fine. I'm sure you can interchange them just fine. But yeah, I do like the barrel on this and how long it feels in your hand, and it really feels good in your hand. You know, it's not to say that I don't like the Zigs in my hand, because I do, but I do like that aspect of it. I do like how it does color smoothly on them, but when it comes to actually coloring and on this paper, when it comes to, like I said, I didn't initially for this to be a paper review, but when it comes to the Artezas or the Zigs when coloring, just big difference when it comes to paper. And if you're new to this, that's why I keep going over it. For those that have not tried these types of pens and you're not sure about what kind of paper to use, hands down, the paper that you want to use is the Bristol Smooth, because you're going to enjoy your results much better. I guarantee it. Not to continue on to ramble on or whatever, but that's my thoughts. So hopefully someone out there will think that this is a helpful video to give you some type of idea on at least the paper and the markers themselves, and even comparison to the Zigs. You know, either one are good. I really, you know, either one are good. The paper itself, though, I'm not sure about it yet. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to use it and get uses out of it, but if I can figure out a way to use it, or even if y'all have used this paper and have an idea of how I could use it, me being a card maker, please let me know in the comments below. I will certainly love to read what you have to say as well, or your experiences, so leave that below as well. I will leave the products that I did use as far as the Arteza stuff, and obviously the Bristol, all the products that I did use. If you're interested, I will go have them linked below. Some of them will be affiliate links, just know that. So if you do purchase anything, I do get a kickback, but it's no extra cost to you. I just wanted to put that out there. So, because I am an honest person and I want to be honest with my subscribers. So, thank you all so much for watching today. I truly appreciate this time with you, and hopefully you enjoyed it too, with this little journey that went in a different direction. Hope y'all are having a great week, and I will catch y'all in the next video very soon.